Hey everybody. Just a couple minutes, I'm going to go live with this restorative class. Um, I want to talk about a couple of just expectations, like there's no expectations for, well, any yoga, but things that if you've never done a restorative class, just to, I guess, expect. We are not going to move a whole lot. It's going to be awesome. We're going to hold, I think, just like 9 poses essentially throughout the practice. We'll get into some poses and hold them. Um, you should have a bolster, 2 blocks, and a couple of blankets. There's my blankets there. And I will demonstrate how to get into the pose, and then we'll just hold. Things come up sometimes in restorative because it gives you a lot of time to think, and I'm gonna give some quotes and some questions and things to just sort of think about while you're holding the poses. Feeling emotional happens. Experiencing deep emotion can happen, or not. I don't know. Or just deep relaxation can happen too. So just don't be concerned if anything comes up that feels uncomfortable. Feel free to put any music that you want on right now, and yeah, let's get started. Why don't we get started in a shavasana? We're going to do a couple of little poses here, quick ones just to kind of get started, and then I'll start using more of the blocks and the bolster. So for now, just have everything close at hand. We are going to use a block in just a second, but let's lie back in shavasana. So as you're laying on your back, I just want you to start to, focus on your breath and begin to focus inward. And the theme of this practice is unconditional love for yourself. And I want to share a quote from Pema Chodron that I would like you to focus on throughout class. And I've got a bunch of other little things to pepper through some of these poses as well. But as you're laying there in Shavasana, close your eyes and think. Right now, can you make an unconditional relationship with yourself? Just at the height you are, the weight you are, with the current intelligence level you have, with your current burden of pain, can you enter into an unconditional relationship with that? Now take one of your blocks, bending your knees, bringing your heels close to your glutes, lifting up your glutes, and we're going to place the block right under our sacrum, and you can play with the height here. And now bring both knees into your chest, lifting the right leg, hugging the left knee into your chest, and we're going to send this right heel down to the ground. It's going to feel like the ground is a million miles away because we're up on the block, but make sure the heel is touching the ground, and we're going to hold here for about 2.5-ish minutes, stretching our psoas, feeling this release. We can let the left foot loose, the right foot is flexed. Just holding here. Using this time to really focus on your ujjayi breath. That breath in and out through your nose. Deep inhales in through your nose. Deep exhales out through your nose, constricting the whisper muscles in the back of your throat to make that loud, audible exhale. keeping that breath in and out through the nose with lips closed for the whole practice. All right, let's hug that right knee into the chest. Send the left heel to the sky and send that left heel all the way down to the mat. Now let's hug that left knee in, and then we're going to place our hands on the mat, extending both heels down, taking this restorative bridge. You may need to adjust the block a little bit. You can play with the height again here, making sure the block is right on that sacrum. Maybe your palms are faced up to the sky. Heels in, toes flying outward. Relaxing over this block. Breathing. Let's bring our heels back in close to our glutes, grounding down to lift up to remove the block, and then we'll come up to a comfortable seated position. We are going to take our bolster and both blocks, and we're going to do a supine twist with the bolster between our knees and the block, propping us up. So take that bolster between your knees, then we'll have the block under one knee. Rolling back onto your back, arms out in a T, and releasing into this supine twist. If you want a little bit more, you can that block and have your knee down towards the mat. Whatever feels best to you right now. And as we are in this pose, gently closing our eyes and focusing on this thought, that my need for quiet time without demands helps to replenish my energy reserve. We will hold a lot of these poses from here on out for about 5 minutes each side. So relax into it. you feel any physical discomfort, use the blocks and the props as much as you can to take any of that physical discomfort away. And then relax, release, and melt. Slowly come out of this, and we're going to switch sides, making sure that block is on the opposite leg. Taking that twist to the other side, bolster between the knees, perhaps block underneath the bottom knee, feeling that twist in the spine as you lay back. At any time, if you'd like, you can also take a blanket to cover yourself up, to be honest. If you're feeling cold or any kind of discomfort. Melting into the side. Breathing. Relaxing. Letting go of anything, any thought that is not serving you this morning. All right, let's slowly begin to release out of this boat. Coming up to a seated position. We're going to come into a propped up child's pose. So let's take our 2 blocks. One on the ground and one vertical, so they're at a 90-degree angle. So one is tall and one is perpendicular. And then we're going to place the bolster here. Knees wide, coming into child's pose. And then we're going to relax over the bolster. We'll take our right ear to the bolster first. And we'll hold this here for a few minutes, and then we'll switch ears. So relaxing over the bolster, arms down, gently closing your eyes. And feeling that moment of relaxation. Focusing on this thought that I can let myself experience and express what I feel now. Now let's switch sides. Bring your left ear to the bolster. slowly release out of this child's pose. We'll keep the bolster and blocks exactly as they are. And then we're going to just take a seated wide leg forward fold. So, bringing the bolster in close to us, taking our legs out wide, and then relaxing and melting into the bolster. Maybe resting our right cheek on the mat first, and we'll hold this here for a couple of minutes and we'll switch cheeks. And while we are relaxing into this pose, thinking, I can label my life in a new way, one that helps me be joyful and peaceful. Take our left ear, the bolster this time, just switching cheeks. slowly release out of this. We're going to come into, we're going to take the blocks. We'll just let those aside for a moment. Laying the bolster down, we're going to come into a sleeping crocodile. So this is a bit of a hip opener. Holding this pose for about 5 minutes each side. Also knowing that these poses, definitely take them into your home practice and you can hold them as long as you like. I just want to show kind of a showcase of a bunch of restorative poses for you so that you kind of know what to use. So we are going to bring this bolster to the ground and we're going to lay over it I'm going to take my right leg long, placing my hip on the bolster, and then my left knee is coming out, kind of those frog legs, right? So my left knee is going to come out directly from my hip in that 90-degree angle. I'm flexing this left foot and then relaxing over the bolster, and we're going to hold this here for about 5 minutes. And as we do, focus on the fact, or the thought, that it will not be different until I make a change. Melting into this, remembering that you have blankets. If you would like, you can always use a blanket to cover yourself up. If you're feeling that the temperature in the room is too cool, just make yourself comfortable as you relax and release, melting into this hip opener like butter on hot toast. Now let's slowly come out of this and we're going to switch sides. So we've got the bolster on a sleeping crocodile. So we've got the bolster down on the ground here. And I'm going to extend my left leg out this time, bringing my right knee to that sort of 90-degree angle and a kind of frog leg here. Taking my hip to the bottom of the bolster, laying over the bolster, that left leg long, this right leg extending out, flexing that right foot, kind of that frog leg, and then relaxing down over the bolster. Gently closing your eyes. I will hold this for 5 minutes. So breathing, using that ujjayi breath in and out through the nose through all of these poses. That long, audible inhale, that long, audible exhale. Relaxing down, breathing, and melting. Letting go any judgments, any negative thoughts that are brewing in your mind. Hip openers can do that to us. Bring up not so great thoughts and feelings. Let those go as you give your body time to rest and restore and relax. Gently close your eyes and let go. Let's slowly release out of this, inhaling as you breath. Setting up for our Supta Baddha Konasana. This one's a little tricky to set up. We're going to take our 2 blocks, doing that perpendicular action here. So 1 down, 1 up, and then we're going to take our bolster. Kind of making this lovely barca lounger thing here. And then one of these blankets, I have mine rolled out or folded up so it's sort of long, and I'm going to use this to wrap around my feet. The other thing is, if you do have another couple of blocks, if you have more than 2, you can prop them under your knees. But for now, we're going to come to our Supta Baddha Konasana. So bring the soles of our feet together, our knees split open. We're going to take this blanket and place it over our feet, and then just wrap the blanket around our feet. Like that. Again, if you have another blanket, always cover yourself up, use it to just make yourself feel comfy and cozy. So my sacrum is right at the base of the bolster, so I'm going to just lay back along that bolster. Oh, this is lovely. And feeling that chest open, my hands down on the mat, gently closing my eyes and relaxing. And then keeping in line with our theme of unconditional love for the self, I want you to focus on the thought that I honor my body as it is now for all it has done for me. Focusing on that, gently closing your eyes and breathing. The longer we hold some of these restorative poses, the more time it gives our mind to start running around with thoughts and ideas and feelings. That's okay. But let go of anything that doesn't serve you. Focus on this amazing moment that you have to give your body time to restore and heal and relax. In this pose, we're experiencing some hip opening as well as our chest and heart opening. It's a very vulnerable moment. That's why taking that blanket, covering up, may help with that vulnerability if it's feeling too much for you. But also, I challenge you sometimes to lean into that vulnerability. The Always do so in a way that makes you feel safe and comforted. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out through your nose. Slowly come up to a seated position. We'll take that blanket and move it aside for a moment. Let's come to a comfortable seated position. Arms up overhead. Let's take our right fingers around our left wrist and pull that left arm over to the side, feeling that side body stretch. Inhale back to center. Let's switch sides. Now let's take our left hand to our right knee, that right arm falling behind. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, twisting, looking over that that right shoulder. Breathing in through the nose as your spine lengthens towards the sky. Exhaling as you twist deeper. And release. This right hand to the left knee, twisting. Using the breath to go deeper into this twist. And releasing. We're going to take our final resting pose, Shavasana now. We're going to keep this formation with this little bark lounger formation here. Options are to just lay back completely on the ground in Shavasana, or if you want to take this elevated version, it's awesome. Or if you want to go, just stay in that Sutrabhata Konasana or go back to that because that was fun. You can do that as well. Anything that feels good to you and relaxing to you right now in this moment. So we've got plenty of time for the Shavasana. So take as much time as you need, but I'm coming back up to the bolster, my sacrum up against the bolster, leaning back on it, and relaxing. My heels and toes out, laying out. You can always take the blanket and cover up. Relaxing down, palms up to the sky, gently closing your eyes, taking this final moment for Shavasana, knowing that if you've got the blocks and bolsters in any of our live classes, you can always take this version of Shavasana if you love it, and I love it. So feel free to steal the Shavasana and use it as much as possible. So let's gently close our eyes and relax and breathe. And my final quote for today, rounding out my theme of unconditional love for ourselves as we are now. This quote has popped into several things that I've been reading lately, so I feel like I must read it, and I think you all know it. But this is from the book, The Velveteen Rabbit. Real isn't how you are made, said the skin horse. It's a thing that happens to you. When a child loves you for a long, long time, not just to play with, but really loves you, then you become real. Does it hurt? Asked the rabbit. Sometimes, said the skin horse, for he was always truthful. When you are real, you don't mind being hurt. Does it happen all at once, like being wound up, he asked, or bit by bit? It doesn't happen all at once, said the skin horse. You become. It takes a long time. That's why it doesn't often happen to people who break easily or have sharp edges or who have to be carefully kept. Generally, by the time you are real, most of your hair has been lopped off and your eyes drop out. You get loose in the joints and very shabby. But these things don't matter at all, because once you are real, you can't be ugly except to people who don't understand. encourage you to take this time and stay in this Savasana for as long as you need. Thankful that you have this time to take this time for yourself to restore and relax. Thank you for joining me today. I hope that you're able to take some of these poses and use them in your own home practice. If you have any questions, just let me know. You are beautiful just as you are now. So take this unconditional love that you have for yourself and just give that positivity to the world because we need it right now. The light, the love, the yogi in me sees and recognizes the light, the love, and the yogi in each and every one of you. Namaste.